mean, like, is there any criminal activity that we need to be aware about? Because I don't want to be.
Yeah. Hit his ass.
Seen here laughing after their first court appearance.
5 cop killers who showed no remorse. When police officers leave home, there's no guarantee they'll return. Some face deadly threats, not from gangs, but from ordinary people, even teenagers, who kill without remorse. In this episode of Bizarre Court Cases, we uncover 5 shocking murders of police officers and the chilling reactions of their killers in courtrooms. Case 1. The killing of PC Andrew Harper, UK, 2019.
This is the man charged with the killing of PC Andrew Harper.
Let's begin in Berkshire, England, August 2019. Police Constable Andrew Harper was only 28 years old and had been married just 4 weeks earlier. He and his partner were responding to reports of a burglary in progress when Harper's life was cut short in a horrifying way. As Harper tried to stop the suspect's getaway, his foot became tangled in a tow rope attached to their car.
3-4. My colleague PC Harper got out of the vehicle, ran after the vehicle. I've now lost.
The teenagers sped off, dragging the young officer for over a mile along country roads. By the time the car stopped, Harper had suffered catastrophic injuries and could not be saved.
3 teenagers have been convicted of the manslaughter of PC Andrew Harper, who died in Berkshire last year after being dragged for a mile along a country road by a car.
The suspects, Henry Long, 19, and his 18-year-old friends, Albert Bowers and Jesse Cole, showed little remorse throughout the investigation and trial. In fact, their smirks and laughter inside the courtroom sparked outrage across the UK.
The teenagers responsible, 19-year-old Henry Long, along with 18-year-olds Albert Bowers and Jesse Cole, seen here laughing after their first court appearance.
Harper's widow, Lissy Harper, called their behavior disgusting and inhuman. Public anger grew so strong that it led to the creation of Harper's Law.
With Harper's Law, I want to create a brand new law that sees our emergency services workers protected for the job that they do. They go out every day and put themselves in harm's way.
A new rule that ensures anyone convicted of killing an emergency worker while committing a crime receives a mandatory life sentence. Harper's death was tragic enough, but the lack of remorse from his killers made the case truly bizarre and deeply disturbing. Case 2. Justin Bourque's Moncton Ambush, Canada, 2014. Now we travel to Moncton, New Brunswick in Canada. June 2014. Residents of this small city were told to lock their doors and stay inside as heavily armed police officers hunted down a man dressed in camouflage and carrying a rifle. That man was Justin Bourque.
Was 24-year-old.
His target? The Royal Canadian Mounted Police. Over the course of a single night, Bourque ambushed officers.
Shots fired. Shooting at me!
Killing 3 and injuring 2 more. The killing sent shockwaves across Canada.
Killing cops. In a span of 20 minutes, 3 officers were dead, 2 were wounded, and a city was paralyzed.
But what happened after Bourque was captured was even chilling. During a 3.5-hour video statement, Bourque calmly told investigators he felt accomplished.
Anyways, I was in the woods and an officer pulled out a gun on me, so then what happened? I took off again. This time I went to a subdivision looking for a forest. Another guy came over. He didn't quite notice me, but then he did. I thought he was a civilian, so I wasn't gonna do anything. He was an undercover. Anyways, he turned around and fired. I fired back.
He admitted he would have killed even more officers if he could. He even said, "I'm not a bad guy, I'm just a cop killer." In court, Bourque showed no remorse.
24-year-old Justin Bourque will spend the next 75 years in jail. There's often criticism that a life sentence doesn't really mean life.
He rambled about anti-government beliefs, video games, and even compared himself to a soldier fighting for freedom. Families of the slain officers broke down in tears as they listened, unable to comprehend how someone could speak with such indifference about destroying so many lives. Bourque eventually received 3 consecutive life sentences with no chance of parole for 75 years, the harshest sentence ever handed down in Canadian history. Yet to this day, what Canadians remember most is not just the crime itself, but Bourque's chilling lack of regret. Case 3. The ambush of Officer Darren Burks, Dallas, 2024. Fast forward to August 29, 2024, in Dallas, Texas.
You see, they some demons. You see, they right there. They right there. In that black SUV, just following me for no reason. You see, like I haven't did nothing wrong. Hey, bro, like y'all better leave me alone, man.
Officer Darren Burks sat in his patrol car waiting for his next call. It seemed like a routine evening until a man named Corey Cobb approached. After a brief exchange,
"This is the man who killed Burks, Corey Cobb. He's being described as somebody who didn't believe in the law and frequently recorded these interactions with police."
Cobb suddenly pulled out a pistol and shot Officer Burks at point-blank range, killing him instantly. But the horror didn't end there.
Late last night in Oak Cliff, Officer Darren Burks was shot and killed while he sat in his squad car. 2 responding officers to that initial shooting were also shot in a gunfight.
Cobb armed himself with a shotgun and waited for other officers to arrive. As backup units pulled up, he opened fire, wounding 2 more officers, one of them critically.
Responding officers exchanged gunfire with the shooter, and 2 of the officers were wounded. One of them is out of the hospital. The other is still recovering in a hospital.
He then fled the scene, leading police on a high-speed chase across 20 miles. When the pursuit finally ended, Cobb stepped out of his vehicle, shotgun in hand, and pointed it at officers. Police had no choice but to open fire, killing him on the spot. Investigators later revealed Cobb was deeply involved with the sovereign citizen movement.
Is there any problem, officers? Nothing? I mean, like, is there any criminal activity that we need to be aware about? Because I don't want to be. No. I'm just asking. You know, because y'all in an unmarked car, then y'all like just sitting here. You know, I don't know. Y'all wasn't here prior to like 40 minutes ago, so I'm just wondering, like, is there any problems?
All good, man.
A far-right extremist ideology that rejects government authority and frequently clashes with law enforcement.
They approached Officer Burks and talked with him briefly through the driver's side window as he recorded the encounter with a cell phone. The suspect then pulled out a handgun and executed Officer Burks as he sat in his vehicle.
Police called the killing of Officer Burks an ambush and an execution. The case was a terrifying reminder of how extremist beliefs can fuel sudden, lethal violence and how, once again, the suspect showed no remorse for the devastation he caused. Case 4. Hollis Daniels at Texas Tech, 2017. Our next case takes us back to October 2017, Lubbock, Texas. Texas Tech University police officer Floyd East Jr. was performing what should have been a routine arrest. He had detained 19-year-old student Hollis Daniels for drug possession.
New video of a Texas Tech student in handcuffs, accused of killing a campus police officer. That's 19-year-old Hollis Daniels, taken to the police station after drugs were reportedly found in his room.
Officer East brought Daniels into the station for booking, but then the unthinkable happened. Daniels, who had managed to conceal a firearm, suddenly pulled it out and shot Officer East in the head at point-blank range, killing him instantly.
The The then 19-year-old freshman shooting East point blank in the head from a gun he pulled from his pant leg. Fellow officer James Oswald took the stand, saying he ran to the room to find Officer East, but no body camera and no Daniels.
The campus went into lockdown and a manhunt followed. Daniels was eventually captured, and in court, prosecutors painted a picture of a young man with deep contempt for authority and a shocking lack of empathy. Even as he faced life in prison, Daniels displayed little genuine remorse for what he had done.
Guilt, Hollis Daniels pleading guilty and saying he is responsible for the killing of Officer East. So the trial turns to his punishment. What will it be? Will it be life in prison without parole?
The case horrified the university community. How could a simple drug arrest turn into the cold-blooded murder of an officer? And how could a teenager stand in court, facing the weight of justice, yet show little care for the life he had stolen? Case 5. The hit-and-run killing of Andreas Probst, Las Vegas, 2023. Finally, we come to one of the most disturbing cases of recent years. Las Vegas, August 2023. Retired California Police Chief Andreas Probst was out for a morning bike ride when tragedy struck.
When two teenagers deliberately plowed into him. The passenger in that car recorded the entire attack, and on Tuesday night,
Two teenagers, Jesus Ayala, 17, and Jazarmir Keys, 16, were on a crime spree in a stolen vehicle.
Retired Police Chief Andreas Probst had been cycling in a designated bike lane when he was run over and killed.
As Keys filmed from the passenger seat, Ayala deliberately drove into Probst from behind. The horrifying moment was caught on camera, complete with the teen's laughter, as Probst was thrown onto the hood, then slammed into the pavement. The car, smeared with blood, was later abandoned before the teens stole more vehicles and continued their spree. Hours later, Ayala was arrested. His response? He bragged to police that he would be out in 30 days.
As a juvenile.
You think this juvenile gonna do something? I'll be out in like 30 days. Just to eat everyone, slap on the wrist.
Showing complete arrogance and zero remorse for the life he had just taken.
Taking a man's life and act like such an entitled
Probst's family was left devastated, while the public was outraged by the video evidence and the teens' mocking attitudes. Ayala was later ruled temporarily unfit to stand trial due to possible brain damage, delaying justice even further. But regardless of the legal process, one thing was clear. This was not only a brutal killing, but one carried out with shocking indifference to human life. Across these 5 cases, from Britain to North America, we see a chilling pattern. Police officers and even retired chiefs targeted in cold blood, their killers showing little or no remorse. Whether it was teenagers laughing in court, extremists ambushing officers, or suspects bragging to police, the absence of humanity in these cases is what makes them so bizarre and so terrifying. These stories remind us that law enforcement officers face dangers that go beyond what most of us can imagine. They also raise difficult questions about how society should deal with offenders who not only kill but openly mock the justice system meant to hold them accountable. Thank you for joining me on this episode of Bizarre Court Cases. If you find this video eye-opening, don't forget to like this video, share it with others, and subscribe to the channel for more cases that will leave you speechless. Until next time, stay safe and stay aware.